Welcome to the Tine Talk Podcast, sponsored by Rack Fuel, premium deer nutrition. Fuel your herd.
Tine Talk, episode 13. We're busy talking about NFL free agency right now. Shit's going wild.
Wild right now.
It's a pretty good day to be a Packer fan, though.
Pack go.
Besides losing Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, that one hurts a little bit. Gotta love him, but it's
it makes sense in football terms, I guess.
I guess it wouldn't have hurt so bad if Jacobs was his replacement.
Yeah. And if he didn't go to the freaking Vikings, dude.
Yeah.
Why do they always got to do that to us?
Because the Vikings are mooch.
Have fun with Sam Darnold this year, dude. God.
Talking about this, I love it that Dustin's not here.
I
I gotta listen to the Viking
You'd
fan.
be sitting there pouting right now, I bet. Josh Jacobs to the moon. What are we going to do with A.J. Dillon now?
I don't think they're going to re-sign him.
He's
I
gone.
don't think so either.
I think they're just going to pick up a back in the draft.
Braylon Allen?
I have saw that.
I'd rather get like a speedy pass catching guy.
Yeah, someone out the backfield.
Yeah.
Catch the ball a little better.
They probably
I mean,
will.
Josh
actually.
Jacobs is pretty good.
Big,
Yeah.
isn't he? Kinda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of a brute. Went to Bama.
I mainly like the McKinney pickup way more than the Jacobs one, though.
Yeah. McKinney's just solid.
Yeah.
That'll be nice to have. Our secondary and defense just getting better and better.
Keeping Nixon, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Keep Nixon.
That's
yeah.
big. But what's his name? Went to the Bears.
Owens.
Yeah, Jonathan Owens. That
Cut
sucks.
Bakhtiari, too, which was kind of
Thank
expected.
God.
You can tell it's kind of the off season of shed hunting and everything right now because we got football on the mind as well. But we got all these tines out here. Shout out Johnny's Buck. This is Johnny's Buck Sheds.
Yeah, we got to pick up some more sheds like that.
I just got back from Iowa last week, and this was the lone shed that I came up with. Pretty nice side, though.
Pretty
It's
good
a
shed.
good one, yeah.
Yeah, really
Nice one.
nice G2 on him.
Big old chunk out of his skull there.
We were just talking about this. Deer like that, they always have that little chunk. It looks like it hurt when they shed it.
That
Yeah.
one is
I
that one's
wonder,
pretty bad.
yeah, I wonder how that happens. Like, if they just
Premature and
walking
bump it
around
on
and,
something.
Yeah, all of a sudden do it on accident, or if it just comes off like that. But you always see deer like that when they have that little mark. They kind of grow funky the next year. And we were just getting done watching, what do you call him? Mick Dundee.
Yep.
Mick Dundee with Terry Jury, and his buck from 3 to 4, I think, did that same thing, had that little chunk in it, and it grew a funky right side or left side.
Left side.
But the next year he's back to being normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straightened right out. I think that's almost kind of odd. Seems like, I
Yeah.
was just saying, it seems like if they grow weird, they stay weird
Yeah.
from what we've seen. But
I feel like that never happens.
yeah, that thing is
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I guess if it's from like an injury, maybe, then it'll never happen. But I guess
Yeah.
maybe if they just shed better the next year, which I don't know. It's hard to find a shed these days.
We'll have
It
to
is.
see. Speaking of injuries, we'll have to see if Ray grows normal or not.
Or if
True.
he's
Or if
living.
he's alive, yeah.
Well, normally what side did he get hit on? His right
His
side?
Right side.
So he'd be funky on his left then.
Yeah,
That'll be
I
the
don't know.
first
Yeah.
indication. If you put out cameras early, you could probably notice him pretty quickly if he's growing like a little bulb type thing on his left.
Yeah, I don't know. And I know, like, you were preaching during the fall, not that confident, but, I mean, we only had, like, 3 sets of pictures of him this year?
Yeah.
And it was, like,
Not many.
September, early November, mid-November. So, I mean, it was
Yeah.
couldn't even hardly go off of it. And it wasn't, like, the only one in September was a lot of pictures where he bedded down right in front of the camera. But then
Mm-hmm.
those ones in
I
November
remember that
was
one, yeah.
just crap ones.
Yeah. Well, you were banking on him coming late season and then didn't get the weather.
Yeah, we got I'm pretty sure it's him. I guess we can't be positive of his shed buck, and it looks like you can see where he got hit, and that was early. That was January 11th, I think.
That's right when that first kind of snowstorm
right
hit,
before that snowstorm and cold hit. But yeah, I mean, now you can't find deadhead of
I know.
Ray either. So
I've been looking all over for Mr. Krabs too, because I think he's unfortunately laying dead out there somewhere, because I didn't get a picture after December 13th, and he roamed that farm like every day. I get a picture of him somewhere, and that was December 13th was the day that I saw him when I was going in to hunt too. So
Yeah, the late season plots, they didn't need to be used this winter.
we were just talking about that too. My dad had Johnny Walker over to our farms, and he was combining beans on March 12th today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unreal.
Yeah, and we've got the acre and a half of standing beans and corn, and the last time I walked through there, I mean, the amount of just crop in general was ridiculous.
Yeah, I walked through there too by myself, and it looked like it grew good this year too.
Yeah.
The
corn,
beans did?
beans and corn.
Yeah.
And it looked like it wasn't even touched. It just sucks. Like maybe one of the strips of beans close to the woods was picked decent, but like 90% of the plot looks like it wasn't touched.
Damn.
Yeah, they just didn't need it this year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they did for that
yeah,
2-week span
yeah.
maybe, and it was kind of promising. I mean, when that happened, we had a lot of deer funnel into there, and like 3 good bucks too. So I was like, oh, might be able to find some good sheds in here. But
Get your
then
hopes
all of
up.
a sudden it was 60 degrees. So
Yeah. God, I hate
and then like
that.
you said, it's been just drier in hell too now.
Yeah. We need rain bad, or another. I wouldn't be mad with another like inch of snow and have it go away right away too.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, it's like what you mentioned, that last day in Iowa for our trip. I mean, that was probably, would you say that was the worst shed hunting conditions we've had to go through?
That was insane. Like just looking at the leaves in there, they look pathetic in the woods.
Oh, it
Like,
was
it looked
so dry.
It looked like dirt had been on them for months already.
You couldn't tell where the sign was like at all.
No, it made it so hard.
Yeah.
You had to pretty much walk and guess, and hopefully one use that trail
Yeah,
the
exactly.
later season.
You're you're basically guessing. And then like the last spot, when you tried to cross that ditch and then I got up to that top field, it was all a bean field and it was planted nice. But like with that sort of winter, all those locals down there just can buzz right over to there and pick them up. But I mean, that was a rough go down. I shouldn't say, I mean, what did we pick up? 13, 15 or so?
I think 13 was the total, yeah.
But it was just not ideal.
Yeah, I wish we could have had a day like that back in Wisconsin, but they're just not concentrated on the food this year at all.
Nope.
And I haven't found one in the woods at all. They've all been on like grassy hillsides, or like at Dustin's. I was just on that hillside, that pasture. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, my dad did find that one in the woods when he was going through cleaning the trail up. That was like early February, I think, too.
How many have you and your dad found on you guys' place?
Not many. I think 10 or so, right around 10. And last year, I think we had like 40 by now,
Really?
Damn.
which is insane.
Yeah, just not cool.
No, I remember last year too. I was walking till like mid-April, and now I'm like almost shed hunted out, and it's mid-March.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because there's been a couple spots like
Yep.
I haven't even really went much, but the spots that I have, like the good spots, I guess you go to first. It's
Yeah.
like you can't see your sign, and
Oh yeah,
it's so warm it makes you.
I know.
You almost
Not
don't even
wanna
want
walk,
to go.
yeah.
I mean, because it's just
I hate walking anything over 70 degrees because I always have to walk with a sweatshirt on. Otherwise, your arms just get ripped apart.
well, that was like that last day in Iowa. Like
Yeah.
we did that first spot, and then when we got back to the truck, it was already 60 and sunny and warm, and then it was like, all right, I kind of want to go home now. Like,
Should we just make our 6-hour ride home?
yeah,
It's
but
almost 70 today up here,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I went out walking tonight and found 2 little dinks, both on south-facing hillsides, which, I mean, it hasn't been really cold lately, but that's normally where you find them this time of year. They're always in
wonder-
that grass.
And I was thinking about this the other day too. So like you throw in the mild winter, no snow hardly, and not cold whatsoever. But then with how much acorns we had this last fall, which was
yeah.
ridiculous amount, I wonder how much it would have been, like how much it would have affected the shed season if the acorn production wasn't that good.
True. Very true. if they would have actually hammered the beans a little more. And
So like if there wasn't so much browse in the woods with acorns and whatnot, if they would have kind of filtered out to crops a little bit more, because there was just a ridiculous amount of acorns this year.
Well, I keep, like, when I'm walking, I'm trying to concentrate and, like, look up and find the oak trees, and I haven't found any sheds by any of the oak trees at all.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shit ton of acorns on the ground. It's unreal. It's
There's
like
a
walking
lot.
on marbles in some spots. I feel like we've talked about that quite a bit, and
everybody
that I've talked to, it's like, yeah, you're going to have to put your miles on in order to find sheds this year because they're going to be spread out, and I've been putting miles on. I've been coming up pretty empty-handed this year.
Yeah.
It really gets to your mental, too. You're like, how do I got to walk again, dude?
Jake and I kind of went through the last time for Ray. We kind of like, hey, let's try to like grid search this. Like, let's stay even with each other through the woods. And
I know. I kind of like doing that better because you get like a more good eye on like a specific spot.
I like doing that a lot, actually, because I was telling you guys the one time, like, if I come to like a Y on like a big trail, I hate deciding which way to go.
I usually walk one, come back the other, and go back the
and
other.
if you're like grid searching and you got somebody close, you don't really have to worry about that because you're kind of covering it.
Like that one Iowa, when you find that one.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And if you're looking for if you're looking for a couple specific deer, I think that's the way to go.
Especially
you got a few guys.
Yeah. Makes that reaction after they find it so much better too.
Yeah.
And I go with my dad. It's so fucking cool to watch him find it. We're like, whoa! Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just been weird, but like, I mean, you pick one back up home, which is even weirder because it was a deer that we call Billy, and it was when I found one the year before, but you look at his two sheds, and it's in two spots you would never expect to really find a shed.
How far away are they, those two that you found?
Couple 100 yards.
200 yards, maybe.
Well, I was just editing that video this morning, and I was like listening to it. It's right by the road. You could hear a car go by.
It's right off the yard.
Yeah.
That's closer to my parents' yard than it is the road.
And then like mine is, what, 50 yards from the highway?
Yeah.
And just in the swamp grass. So it's like, what the heck? I mean,
you guys are planting trees when you found that one?
we were planting those dogwood cuttings, and I was sticking them in the ground, and I stuck it in the ground, and literally a foot in front of me, it was sitting right there.
He almost pulled a garlic, went up his nose.
Yeah.
That's still a wild story.
But like finding that, like now it's almost
the
like
the year of the one that I found was when we had a ton of beans there, and he kind of first showed up. We shed on a lot that year because there was a ton of deer there, and because our beans were really good, and it was a snowy winter. There was a ton of deer there, and we didn't find. What, you found one little one or something?
I think I found one small one.
And obviously, we're not going to really shed hunt 20 yards off of my parents' yard. So,
well, and it just kind of shows like, you focus on your standing crops and your bedding and south sides and whatnot. But it's like, well, geez, I mean, you got swamp grass. There are two of them basically. I mean, yours wasn't quite in the swamp, which you can tell because it was all chewed up from the squirrels, and mine was actually out in the grass and wasn't chewed on at all. But
mine was in those little, I don't even know what kind of little saplings there are, where there's so many of them all packed together. Like there wasn't even hardly any leaves really. It was just kind of exposed and a little bit of grass. It was weird, but it's really chewed up, almost like
it is
almost like you don't want to keep it, but it's a nice
Billy.
shed. You got the like the very skeleton of it.
And you were
we sure
chasing
brought
that
it.
buck too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that.
We should have did a video holding those two up. That deer, he was mid 140s or something as a 3-year-old, and he didn't grow hardly at all.
That's so wild. That was 21 or 20 to 21.
His would have been. I found mine spring of 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring of 21, spring of 22.
So then he was shot 22.
Yeah. Man.
And he didn't really put on inches at all. And that was a good.
He was shot as a 5-year-old, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, God, now it makes you second guess. I mean, with no jumps, but
I
mean, he would have been. I mean, if he would have been a 2-year-old, he would have been a pretty big 2-year-old.
I think
he
you're
would
right
have
on
been
3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have been that's a monster 2-year-old, I think.
I can't remember. Well, when I shot Johnny's buck was 22. That was the only buck that really I had on camera that actually made a jump that whole year.
Yeah, which is
Everything
weird.
else
Like
was like 10
we had
inches
snow
maybe.
and cold that year, but I mean,
Yeah.
we had a lot of beans. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Bucks are just weird on what they do.
I know. That's why you look forward to looking at him every year on
Yeah.
trail camera. He's like, I wonder what this one will do this year. There's a couple that I'm looking at this year. Like, they're going to be slammers, and they're probably going to be like 3-year-olds this year.
Well, and that's what's awesome. So you got that, and like we have ours too. And it's like, man, the easy winter. And it's like now you were just saying too, hopefully
Yeah.
some moisture in the ground. It's like, oh,
We need moisture.
you
bad.
hope these bucks can
Yeah.
make
Hoping
a
for a
huge jump.
good jump, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's not really anything much for him to eat besides like stuff in the woods, just like little. I don't know.
Browse.
You ever watch them eat bark off a tree and shit like that too?
No.
I don't think so.
I've seen a couple videos of them where they have. But I was walking today and there was like little vines and shit that are kind of starting to bud out a little bit too.
Yeah.
Which that plays another factor for shed hunting. You don't want to go in there when it's all green out now too.
Yeah, for sure. And the fields are starting to get a little green in them too.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got rye right now too, they're probably hammering that. But we need rain so bad.
Did you
It
you
almost
guys
looks
have
like
any like hay fields that you find any in?
We normally do at the home farm every year, but we haven't found a single shed in any of our food plots this year.
Yeah, they
Any
just
of our
haven't had to
standing
touch
beans?
them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm probably going to have to walk the home farm row by row because there's so many beans left. But I kind of save that one for when my nieces and nephews can go walk too because they live right there. And
Yeah.
they've already made a couple trips up there and haven't found anything, but want to schedule a little trip with them and hop in the back of the Ranger and get up high and watch the whole field.
Yeah. Might have to do one more day or weekend to get out there just
Yeah.
but like you said, it's almost a little
It's getting a little draining.
Yeah. Exactly. When you just keep going and putting on miles and miles and
Yeah.
not finding anything.
Then I sit there and sitting at my computer. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could find one today. I'm like, now I really want to go again.
Yeah.
I just really want to find Mr. Krabs and find out if he's dead or alive. I mean, probably get him back on camera if he's still alive, but it just doesn't make sense that I didn't get another picture of him
Yeah.
for that long.
Yep.
But there was a dead buck on that same property that we found, I think it was last year or the year before, and it reminded me, we had a buck that came down to our water hole, and like I downloaded the HD picture from Tactcam. So I don't know if the color was weird on the Tactcam picture, but his whole like neck on this side looked like it was red. I'm like, what the hell? You just get gored or what happened?
Yeah.
And I just got it downloaded and looked at it. I'm like, holy shit, he's got blood all over his neck,
Oh,
and he
damn.
died like right over the hill from there.
Huh.
So I mean,
That's one of the ones you found?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
We had a picture of one like that, didn't we? Curly got gored. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had
He stunk like hell
pus
and
out
Cole
of his,
shot him.
yeah. Yeah, he got it like right behind the ear, I think.
Did Curly not grow a brow tine, or did he bust it off?
Didn't grow it.
No one never
Didn't grow it.
never had one. What he did that one year, did he have a little tiny?
And like a
Nope.
unicorn point.
Oh, yeah, he
kinda
had the
thing coming out of the
unicorn.
very bottom of his pedicle.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it wasn't a brow, it was a little unicorn
He had
point.
kind of like a unique face to him too. Like, he
Real
was a little-
dark
yeah.
forehead.
His forehead was like solid black.
Yeah, God, that was a sweet hunt. Go watch the Curly hunt if you're interested
That's
in it. now.
picture perfect right
Yeah,
there.
came right to the water hole, just perched up.
It was dead silent in the woods too. That video is like the shots like sound so loud. But
I know
was
it
just
does.
Dead quiet.
That pond's probably dry.
Oh man, a lot of
Yeah.
ours are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if probably not north facing hillsides, you would hope that they're like got ice on them or something, but I don't know. I'm not too optimistic on that either. It's been so dry. Need to get some moisture in the ground. Need those bucks to start making their antlers back. Start
Yeah.
putting on the inches.
Yep.
Gotta have something to look forward to.
We'll just give it a few months and you'll be looking for the food plots and
Oh yeah, I'm already so invested in all this shit.
He's
right now.
already frost seeding and stuff.
Oh yeah. I did a lot of frost seeding lately. You guys did you do
I
anything?
didn't
that day?
because
No.
when I called you that morning, there was
Yeah.
a shit pile of leaves over it, and I didn't have anything, and I had Walker with me, so I was like, "Oh, I can't really go back."
That's one thing that you got to make sure that you do, because otherwise you don't know how much seed actually makes contact with the ground.
Plus, it was so late. It's not like it was January, and you still had a couple months for it to thaw out. But
I wonder how, if it stays this dry, how the spring's gonna be for like clover coming back up and shit like that. If that's gonna play an effect.
I was telling him I'm not too worried about back there because I think we're going to kind of reconstruct it a little bit because it doesn't grow very well. So we're going to go with the clover and chicory and whatnot. But that's kind of tucked back in the woods and on the north side, so it stays kind of cool and damp back there. But we'll have to maybe plant that one early when we see it get some rain and whatnot. But
yeah, well, you were talking about north. We were talking about north facing last week or Sunday. Me and my dad went out. Normally a spot. Well, last year I found 8 sheds on that same hill. Me and my dad walked that whole thing Sunday and found 1 shed. Just goes to show you how weird this year has been again.
yeah.
And that was a buck that we called Sleepy because back-to-back years he's came right behind me and took a nap. I mean, and my dad and Chris were putting a tree stand up, and he came and did the same thing, just bedded down right behind him.
Huh.
I got multiple pictures this year on a little bench that I have a scrape on, and he laying down right in the scrape.
That's awesome.
I tried to get Carson on him this year when we were going out for the youth hunt. I think you guys went out there. I called that the Enchanted Forest back there on that farm.
Yep.
And my dumbass put the camera out, and it was facing like straight south. I know it was probably more east, but
Just a bunch of
so
sun
much
pictures.
sun just right to it.
Yeah.
That's like the number one rule that I do putting out trail cameras now. Always pointing them straight north.
That would always be the worst, like back in the day when you're using a regular camera.
Oh, man.
You're so
Yeah.
excited to go get the chip, and then you get it, and it's just sun or a stick or something. It's
Yep.
like, oh my God.
Well, that's the same way too. Like when you got those tat cams out and you keep getting a notification from the same camera, it's like, I gotta change that as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and sticking with that moisture, I was thinking too, like, we've been planting trees for the last 6 years.
True, yeah.
I wonder with not much, I mean, there's moisture in the ground, but not as much as there should be. I wonder how that's going to affect trees and their early growth. And I mean, they're not really growing when you plant them, but just kind of establishing themselves.
Would you ever, probably not. You guys got a shit ton of trees, but go water them somehow.
God, no. There's way too many out
I think,
there.
like,
Go out with like tank and just.
I think like the first year we were talking about that. Yeah, we'll have to keep up with them and water them and trim.
Then
we're like, a week later, like,
Yeah.
never mind.
Then you planted 1,500 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
There's,
probably not.
God, how many do we have? I think I have a list on here.
Me and my
You
dad.
got it added up.
Me and my
think
dad
so.
were just down by the driveway on Sunday too, looking at some pine trees that we planted, and they're all growing still. We just went and made sure like it got more exposure and everything.
Yeah, whenever I'm shed hunting, I like think I'm dumb for doing it, but if I'm like in spots where we planted pines and there's like trash and thorns or burdocks and stuff, I always have to go clear it, protect my trees.
Yeah.
We've got over 11,000 that we've planted.
No
Damn.
way. Really?
Yep.
Damn.
Because you get all those with the CRP that my dad or that our dad did.
Yeah.
So we
Jeez.
did 1,000, 2,000, 1,500, 500, 6,500 with the CRP, and 200 last year.
Damn. That's badass.
It's been a grind, but you can definitely tell.
Yeah.
Which it's weird. Like we were saying, and Dustin's given us so much shit over the past, I don't know. Guy thinks he's just
No
an
cover,
expert.
dude.
Yeah. But like, I mean, we have some spruce growing and like some nice ones, but by far the white pine on ours are like above and beyond any other tree.
Like not even close. There's like you were saying some spruce. Some is generous. It's not very many good spruce compared to the white pine, and maybe they just take longer to establish and then they jump up. But like we have white pine that are taller than us that we planted 5 years ago,
Yep.
and some of the spruce are still like not even a foot tall. So you can kind of tell like the species.
And they won't. I'm almost betting they won't hardly grow either. Because they've been the same size since we planted them. But and then you see these spruce like we were walking down behind the house, and they're head high.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh god.
Some of them big trees, it gets us excited. Or we're gonna have some cover finally on our coverless farm.
When did you guys start that?
18.
18, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think it's gonna be now where you're gonna those ones, but
Start to pop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that at my parents' house. We planted pine trees just around their yard. And I was just there the other day. I was like, holy shit, those things are huge.
Yeah.
Like, I remember being able to jump over those things.
And everyone likes the big standing pieces of oaks and whatnot that's just not realistic. I mean,
did you plant anything else besides spruce and white pine?
Yeah, with the CRP, there was oaks and bunch of shrubs and whatnot, which those are impossible to find in the section with all the grass. But
oaks, shrubs, or there's some weird shrubs, but then there was chestnut.
Oh yeah,
is that what it was?
Hazelnut
tree and plum trees,
crab apples.
There you go. Yeah, there was some cool stuff in there.
I think we're gonna plant some more apple trees this year.
I ordered
some of our food plots.
Yep,
we tried last year, but my dad got them and never got any cages for them, and those things got ate so fast.
Cole said he was going to order 5,000 apple trees.
I never said that.
No, but he wanted a lot.
I ordered 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those deer will never have to go to the doctor to do that.
That's one of my favorite parts. Honestly, you guys are talking about turkey hunting and whatnot. I haven't bought a turkey tag in I don't know how many years because it always falls on, like you said, you've been playing softball. I haven't played for now, but it seemed like that. And it's like, oh yeah, I got my turkey tag, but it's the same weekend the trees get delivered. So it's
it is every year.
The Masters are on.
Yeah.
I think
there you go. Yeah.
Every year something falls on
when the trees are ready.
Turkey season seems like, but I got to keep the hot streak. I've got one the last few years. So
knock on wood.
We got to go and get a triple. Me, you, and who has. You got third season, right?
I got first.
You got first? Oh, Quinn
said
Quinn has third.
Yeah.
We should all go together. I'll film, get a big old blind set up.
That's what I was going to say. Does Dustin have third? I thought there was three of us.
Second or third. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be fun as hell to go
I plan on
a bunch of people.
I plan on turkey hunting and filming quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
I love turkey hunting. I don't love it till I heard that first gobble and you're out hunting, and then you're like, oh fuck.
And then you hate it again when they shut up.
Yeah. Then when you sit out there and don't see one for 4 hours, it's like, all right.
Hate hearing the alarm for turkey hunting.
Yeah, dude. I was so confused when I woke up, I think Sunday or Monday morning. I was like, is it supposed to be
Sunday morning?
light out by now?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about turkey season. Now it's light out at what, 5?
It's early.
Got to get up at 4, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a great thing.
Like you said, as soon as you hear a gobble close by,
that'll wake you up.
You're good.
Yeah. You're not a coffee drinker, though, are you?
Nope. So, yeah, I'm going to have to
pound out some Red Bull.
It's something.
You're going to have to find something. What were you drinking at one time? Celsius or something like that? You ever tried one of those?
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much energy they give you. Are they decent?
Yeah.
I've only tried one. It was a while ago.
They're more than a cup of coffee.
Really? On my way back from Iowa, it was 7:00. Went and got a coffee at Casey's, naturally.
Slice of pizza?
No, I was done. You guys bought those donut holes?
Oh God.
Bad idea.
Those
blueberry thing.
Holy shit. Almost ate that whole box.
2 dozen donut holes.
Yeah. Then I was almost to the Iowa border. I'm like, shit, I gotta get gas again. Got another coffee. I was like, fuck.
I thought you were going to say another package of donuts.
You were by yourself?
Yeah.
You're like, geez, who the hell's eating all my donuts?
I know.
Can't believe you skipped the pizza.
I know. Well, that second day, I was like, kind of felt like Jake didn't want to have to go squat.
Got to be careful when you're going to be up 2 miles from the truck, dude.
Well, yeah, I went and walked Wabasha on my way back from Iowa, too, and I didn't find any sheds or anything, but I did some really good scouting. It's so freaking steep over there. Like, it's so hard to hunt. And it's like there's this one big south-facing hillside, and there's a bunch of pine trees, and they got trails and rubs in there like crazy, but it's so thick, too. Like, you'd have to take, like, a bush mower or something in there and just make lanes and everything.
You guys didn't have much for pictures this last year?
No, I actually had a camera there that I pulled when I was up there, and there was one buck that we had on camera that hoping made it through, and he made it through. I think I sent you guys a picture. It was like a tiny Tine, like 11-pointer or something like that. I forgot what.
I don't know if I remember that.
Dylan Flukeeger hunts right next to me, too, and he has a bunch of pictures of him, or had a bunch of pictures of him. Yeah, this picture, he's like, you can see the tree stand right in the background.
You did not send that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 11-pointer. I think he was 4 last year, but I'm not 100% sure. Because the year before, he was a 3.5-year-old, and his tines were like, his tallest tine was maybe 4 or 5 inches. But he was like, I think he was a 10-pointer still, which is wild. Just goes to show you like what they do year to year. You never freaking know.
Yep.
But
Speaking of short tines, I was hoping I could find that, what do we call him, Spud Webb?
Spud
Webb buck I found the match set of in the food plot last
yeah.
year, but we didn't have, I think we got a couple pictures of him.
He's never around.
But he's usually get a couple pictures a year of him, but nothing this year and no sheds.
There was, one time we had pictures of him this winter?
Real
that
late,
was it? So I don't know where that guy comes from.
You said his tallest tine was what, 5 inches? Spud Webb's tallest tine is probably 3.
Yeah.
Maybe. That thing's
legendary Spud Webb.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after, we went, that next day we went shed hunting on Dustin's.
Yep.
Us and Quinn came along too. He's
Just
probably there for the
Saturday.
beer drinking and 4-wheeler riding.
I laughed at your video with Quinn's holding a beer.
I know. Right when you were putting the 4-wheeler on, he's sitting there with a beer in hand. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. We got our audience down packed.
They were driving the 4-wheeler around after they found those sheds for like an hour. I was like, wow, lazy shed hunters there.
They drove right past both of those ones that we had on camera too. He's like, well, I got to go reenact this one and find this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a day. Would we have 6?
I think,
5 or 6?
Yeah.
Just no size. Can never pick up any size.
No. The more and more, like in Iowa, I walked a couple ones that were like old cattle pasture farms, and that's pretty much what we walked on Dustin's too.
Big time.
I'm starting to fall in love with those more and more. Like,
it's just such better looking. I mean, like,
I know.
Especially like it seems like every day we've gone shed hunting, it's sunny and no clouds.
I know.
Yeah,
you get all that glare, especially in the woods off all the leaves and whatnot.
Yep.
And then like down in Iowa, it's been so dry too. Like, doesn't make it any better with any moisture on the ground to see any tracks. And
I agree with that for sure. Like every time we've walked, it's been super sunny, no clouds.
Sunny.
I remember one time last year I went by myself. You were busy or something on our uncle's, and it was totally overcast, and it was actually like misting a little bit. Dude, it was so nice. I found one that day, but you could see everything.
I love that.
But yeah, that pasture ground and like the grass areas just
so money.
They just stick out so easy.
Yeah.
You spotted that one on the video, looked like from a ways. How far was that?
It was a ways, yeah, but it was like the sun was shining directly off it, and I was like, damn, that thing's bright up there. It looks like a horn. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
The sun was like in your face. It wasn't even to your back either.
I think it was to my back a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because it was like right on the shed, and it was kind of behind me.
Yeah.
But I was like, God, I gotta hope that's a shed. I need this bad. A lot of walking.
Run up to it, and it's a stick. That's the worst.
But, yeah, well, not only that, but right next to his other lease is Jimmy's too. And that, oh my God, dude, so many deer hang out in there. It's insane.
Yep.
I just walked up to one of his blinds and was looking out, and I saw like 7 deer come out. I was like, all right, good spot.
Me and Duddy kicked up. It had to be at least a dozen up in that corner by the High Line too, but
Oh, yeah.
we didn't see any antlers or none that looked like shed bucks.
I was over towards the end of the day. I was over in that little wood covered knob, and Quinn was freaking trouncing through the woods, and he kicked up a bunch of deer too.
Did he see him at all?
No. Well, I think he said he saw one. I was like, when there's like 8 deer right there. What?
I saw you guys pull in. I'm like, damn, you guys brought the shed hound with too. He was with, I don't know if I think Dustin found it, but Dustin found a hanger when Quinn went with us over on.
Yeah, that was a few
time.
years ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I just sent that one the other day of Dustin found that one like literally buried inside the mud.
Yeah.
Pull it out. That one's
That was a
sitting
nice
downstairs.
shed
Yeah.
too, wasn't it?
Found that one dead the next year,
Really?
right in the driveway.
Damn.
I haven't walked over on that farm Swearingen's at all yet, but I don't know. Well, I did find that one dead buck there when I was checking my trail cameras. That sucked.
Yeah.
Dead bucks. Oh yeah, and I found that one right out there
Yeah,
tonight.
that's weird.
Got the freaking dust off my bow. Was trying to shoot it around a little bit, and I look over. I'm like, what in the?
Was that 3 or 4 then? Dead heads you found?
That's 4 for sure.
Hmm.
There's been 2 here. Both of them weren't like much rack wise, but sucks to see him go. Fuck.
Yeah.
I want to get back into shooting more does this year too. I didn't shoot. I mean, I shot a couple with my gun, but none with my bow this year. I don't think I shot one the year before either.
Got to get on that doe contest again.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to put a few down.
Yeah. I mean, I thought we were it was me, Chanson, and Marcus this year, but Marcus was the only one that shot one.
So how do they do that? Whoever shoots the most or biggest doe or
They go by weight, yeah.
weight?
So I think quite a few teams shot 3 of them and then just went off whatever ones weighed the most, I guess. But
What do you get if you win?
I don't even remember. We only shot one, so we weren't really worried about it. We went there and hung out for a little bit, and Matt Taney was there telling stories with Matt Taney.
Talking smart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I'm definitely doing that again this year.
Yeah.
I should get a team too.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of does on your property?
We do. I just
Yeah.
don't know if we'd rather shoot them.
Shoot 'em or not?
Yeah. Oh, it seems to be getting
I don't think it would really hurt much to shoot a 1 or 2, but
probably not enough for like a contest to go, and
Yeah.
you could probably shoot 2, but I don't know. At the same time, it's like, yeah,
Do you guys
I don't
still have that place over in Oliva that you
yeah,
do? You? How big is that one?
30 acres.
35.
Yeah. It's
What
like
do
a
you call that
park
place?
in there.
Weirdo.
It's a freaking wide open park in there.
Oh, you're thinking of the different one.
Yeah, the one that we should have gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was a better spot.
Yeah.
But
Where'd I
Was
do
that-
yeah, it was
that
like
where
right
you-
across the road, basically.
Yeah.
It's really close by, but yeah.
Did you miss a buck there? Or
No.
where did you see that one, like 8-pointer or whatever? Or was that a 6-pointer or something like that?
Yeah, in Oliva.
Well, not at the first spot.
No.
We never even hunted there.
No.
Yeah, we had that real old 6-pointer.
Yeah.
I had them. I didn't miss them over there, but I had that one come to like 80 yards or something. You're probably thinking of that 5-pointer that I missed.
5-pointer, yeah.
That thing was awesome. I was pissed.
Speaking of other places you used to hunt, don't you miss hunting over on the bottoms down there?
Oh man,
No, dude.
definitely not.
I still
Freezing
remember
my
that.
ass off in the river and Mitch
Jeez.
driving by waving at me.
It was so freaking cold out. I was like, dude, I feel bad for that
Dude,
kid.
that was
I know he's
probably
not seeing
the
anything.
shortest hunt I've ever like made a sit on.
You have to give us props for that. The
I don't even-
grinding down there.
That's a
I don't even
grind.
know if it was an hour.
No, the one he's talking about was gun season,
Oh,
wasn't
that was gun season. It
You
was
texted me
like
right
negative
away.
4. Felt
Yeah,
like
I'm-
negative 20 on frozen bottoms. Yeah,
I got a text. Well, I don't even remember. Like
it had to be 20 minutes in.
20, maybe a half hour.
Oh.
Texted me, dude. Let's go, because we rode together. Obviously,
It was
let's
so.
I was like, frick off, dude. We're not leaving after an or half hour.
It's opening morning, dude.
Yeah, opening morning gun season, and it's snowing out. It's I don't know something about just being down by the river. It's cold as hell.
Oh man, it's an ice rink down
And he
there.
texted me. I was like, no, we're not leaving yet. And then I
10 minutes later.
ate a sandwich. And I was like, it was probably 15, 20 minutes later. All right, let's go. Dude, I was so cold.
The worst part
terrible.
is
I'm out on
crossing the river. And that morning, there was
Oh,
that
yeah.
little bit of ice that went out like 2-3 feet out in. So you had to like ice and then water and like drop in.
Oh,
It's like, well, what do you do? Do you scoot on your ass like a dog across ice and drop in, or kind of just go on your belly? But
No, we like
Man.
stomped through and broke it. Didn't
yeah, it for how much work you had to put in just to get back there to hunt what 5 huntable acres or something like that. I mean,
was that the year that like wishbone buck was over there?
That one was, yeah. And then there was actually that real wide one that didn't Dustin's cousin shoot that one?
yeah, that
Yeah.
big one.
And
Yeah,
then
Michael found that one shed.
yeah,
You know that, right? Yeah.
we had pictures of that one. And then there was one other nice one. I should have killed one. It was on the ground. We were walking in there, and one was bedded right in this little clearing. And we were 15 yards away from it before we even knew it was there. Should have had that one. It
he's
was a decent
bedded
9-point.
on our trail to go into the
Yeah.
stand.
That's what Mr. Krabs did to me this year too.
Yeah.
This mother-
And I remember, do you remember that? I was going first and I stepped over that giant fallen tree.
I was first.
I had the bow that day though.
No,
and I
yeah,
gave
that
you
was
the
me.
Well, remember, I was in front of you. You gave me the bow.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. But then it was like halfway over that tree and I was like, holy shit, he's right there.
I almost crapped my pants.
No, but
Well,
I
that
don't
was
I don't
actually-
miss that spot.
Don't miss the
No.
bottoms.
That was grinding. There was actually some, like, how long did we hunt there? 2 or 3 years?
3 maybe.
There was actually every year at least 1 or 2 good bucks on camera, though.
Yeah.
But it sucked.
I went there with Burns one night. He had that little canoe, and I hopped in, and he just waded me across the river because I didn't have waders on.
Yeah.
It
I
just was
walked
such
every
a-
time.
Such a short window down there. I mean, it's small, but like early season, the bugs down there were
Oh,
Just-
unbearable.
yeah. And then like you would get like pre-rut, it was good, but like once everything froze, it's like they just
Oh, yeah.
moved out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you would have been gone by November 1st this year, probably, if you would have hunted there.
I mean, it was you had maybe what a month maybe.
Yeah.
I took Dad down there. He used Cole's waders one time. He was pissed at me. He's like, I'm never coming down here. And then I shot a doe during gun season down there. So that was our one and only harvest down there. Cole was very glad that I did that to help me drag it out of there.
So salty.
He was pissed. I dragged
So
it
pissed.
freaking more than half the way by myself, and he was still pissed at me.
Yeah, but then you get in the freaking sand and the swamp grass.
And all that mud, you can't
yeah,
hardly
the
walk.
mud and
That's true. Yeah.
it's like, yeah, for a doe. For a doe, Jake.
It was fine because then we pulled it through the river, cleaned it right up, and it was all good.
Yeah.
I gotta go walk over on Sand Road. We had a lot of beans standing this year, and I mean, I had quite a few bucks that were holding, but all my cameras died like mid-January. I'm like, I got other spots I want to use these batteries that I just bought besides this because they never stay down there in the winter.
No.
But who knows? I'm gonna have to walk through there and see if I can't find a shed or two.
Yeah.
See that every time, but it's normally zero.
Michael found that wishbone one down there
Well, it was up on the field.
by that field, yeah.
Yeah. He was, I don't even know what he was doing. He was just out bombing around in his truck and looked over, oh, hey, there's a shed right there. I'm like, damn. It's so easy sometimes. I feel like that's how it happens when people shoot big bucks, too. It's like they didn't know about the deer. Go in there. Boom,
Yeah.
Shot him.
Yeah. Like
Take
you're
the
saying
wrong
about that
access.
guy that hunted here.
Yeah.
Hunted for an hour.
God. I mean, maybe one time that'll happen. I don't know if I'd want to, though. You go out first time out, early season. Oh, now what am I going to do?
That's
Yeah.
how I
You'll find options, though.
how
You
I
go
felt
hunt
in-
Minnesota.
Iowa, my first sit. I was like, do I shoot?
True. Actually, if I do see my target buck on opening night, I'm definitely shooting him. I don't
Well,
know
yeah,
what.
your target.
Target
yeah.
buck, yeah. But like a borderline one.
Like a
Or like
5.5 year old 130.
It's like, oh, man.
Like the one I shot with my gun this year. If he would have walked out opening day, I would have been like,
There's no way you would have shot him with your bow, I bet. Opening day.
I don't know. It would have been tough. Because my goal is for sure 5.5. Because it's hard to shoot anything like, or to get that old around here anyway.
Yeah.
But when they got like that, I think he scored 127, and other people probably think he's like a 3-year-old because he doesn't have much for rack.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that get old around here.
Old bully buck.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a picture of him on like the same camera 3 years in a row, almost like the same exact day. It's so cool how they do that. And then that just reminds me of Pretty Boy too. Were you guys out there when we were filming him in the summer that one time?
I was with you one time. We saw him. That was awesome.
Every summer he was in that little, I mean, it was right above a cattle pasture and just this little woods, and he'd hang out there all summer, and then all of a sudden September like 12th he'd show back up every year. It's so weird.
Yeah. Just so consistent. Like year to year, it's pretty awesome. Sometimes you can see that pattern.
Yeah. I mean, September 12th the season wasn't there quite yet, so it's like, shit, where is he going to be?
Yeah.
I remember going out, I think it was like the first weekend with Colton Burke. We went out and sit at Swearingen's and didn't see him that night. Then the next night he was out there daylight in the field. I'm like, mother. That's happened so many times. Like,
God,
got a daylight picture.
Yep.
I was just watching your favorite guy on YouTube yesterday, Josh Bomar. He's like, yep, I always say it. You get a daylight picture, you're late. You got to be there before you get the daylight picture.
Okay.
It's true.
Don't even say that. Yeah. Don't even say that. That's exactly like the video I just saw him saying, freaking torrential downpour, rain going sideways, and he's just walking around. Yeah, I like to put out all my cameras during this period.
I love these days.
Yeah.
He kills big bucks.
He does kill big bucks.
He does.
And he burns down trucks.
Big bucks and burnt trucks.
Good rhyme.
Yeah.
Well, to round it out, you guys doing anything more habitat-wise here coming up? What do you guys got planned?
I was
Jake
thinking
was
about
just
doing
out there
some hinge cutting, yeah.
Hey,
with your fancy new toy.
what'd you get?
I got a little handheld Milwaukee chainsaw.
One of those
Little stubby ones.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so
we
nice.
got one of the Milwaukee ones down there
For
too.
trimming stands.
Oh yeah,
It works good.
yeah.
I'm glad I bought it, actually.
Did you get a deal on it?
Nope.
Wow.
Got it on Amazon. Don't even care now.
Was it a
Thing is
Kubota?
Super nice.
Kubota's got to start making chains.
Yeah, they should. Yep.
But yeah, other than that, I don't think we'll be really doing anything.
I want to do some hinge cutting, but I just don't know like the specifics on like different trees and shit and which ones are more valuable. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Dad, you better come with me because when I was a little younger, I cut down one of his walnut trees and he was not happy.
Yeah. $5 ones.
Yeah, but I looked over there the other day and there's like 3 other ones growing up right beside it. I'm like, look at that.
See, that was my plan the whole time.
Yeah, I was definitely trying to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, walnuts are pretty easy to specify now that I've seen one cut down. But no, lately I've just been frost seeding. I got a bunch of posts out, little scrape and rub posts that I've been putting more Quickcrete in because they freaking rubbed the shit out of them last year and they're all loose. So I try to put more out. I don't know if I didn't put enough water or enough Quickcrete out or what happened, but just going to go around and get that. And now's a good time of year, too, where I like to go and get those vines.
Oh, yeah.
And find all those vines and just get like 100 foot of vine and just
We
cut
got to
them up and put them out.
We got to redo one of those. They must have been really whipping it around or something.
Mm-hmm.
Broke the one off that was by our pond. I got to redo that one.
Yeah.
You got to get one on the other pond, too, because that one doesn't have, like, anything to scrape.
That one's hard, though, because it's like kind of a steep hill.
Yeah.
And there's no like good flat spot for them for like a scrape.
I know.
Yeah.
I like having them level like that, too,
Yeah.
on flatter ground. You guys use zip ties to hang all those up, or what do you do?
Yeah, the one that they ripped down.
Yeah.
Like I hung it off of a kind of a sap. It's real tall, but like a flimsy tree, so it kind of like bounce, And I put like 15 zip ties on that
Jesus.
vine, and they still took it off of there.
I don't think I've ever put more than like 3 on. at a time.
Need some stronger zip ties, I guess.
I guess so. I got some downstairs. I'll hand you a couple of them.
Should get those big, huge industrial ones that are
just ratchet strap it to it. Well, yeah, I figured we hop on the podcast and spend a minute since our one in Iowa.
Maybe we'll get one more walk in, and then it's probably knock on the door for turkey season. And
your favorite time of year.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'll have some turkey kills to talk about too. Hopefully, people are amped up about turkey season because I know me and Jake are. I know Cole ain't. Really.
We should get some. We should be able to get some turkey videos, I would imagine.
Yep. I'm really hoping to get some good footy again this year. Last year when I went out, I filmed Brian Nolan. He shot a turkey with his bow, and it literally acted like nothing happened and came back into the decoys, and he shot it again. That was epic.
Did you miss the first time? Or
No, he hit him. Yeah. Obviously not a lethal shot, but
just straight feathers or what?
Yeah, it must have been. I don't know.
Dare me to try to get one with my bow this year?
I think you should try. Get Greg set you
to
up.
Get some of those freaking guillotine broadheads probably.
Set up a couple different blinds and just,
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, you normally sit.
Yeah, it's the
shoot
same
them at
spot.
night, don't you?
Huh?
You did last year.
Last year I shot that one at night. I was there for like a half hour. And
that was in a blind too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I should set one up there. And that's where I've shot the last 3 turkeys I've shot. It's that spot on our parents is like
get a
been
blind
automatic. I should put a blind there and try to get one with my bow.
Yeah. I'll come film. Just let me know.
Sounds great.
Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in again. Episode 13 is complete.